What's up, guys? So today I am on my way to a medical facility called SIMDO. The reason for my visit is I'm going to get a prescription so I can get a creatine test before I have a MRI done, CAT scan or whatever you guys call it. And the whole purpose of the whole thing is, and maybe some TMI, but you know, I did a physical, or we did our yearly checkup, which everything was good and all that, no issues. Recently, I felt like a small knot around the testicle area, and so I just wanted to go and have it checked. And so when I first came over here and I had it checked, they recommend that I do the CAT scan this way that I'm doing it now, like to inject the dye into you, and that way they can get a very accurate test. But I just had a problem with that. You know, I was like, I don't want you injecting nothing in me. You know what I'm saying? That just, I mean, that seems so drug addict-ish. You know what I'm saying? You know, I feel like a fiend or something. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, nah, I just do a regular CAT scan. And so they said, well, we could do a regular CAT scan, and just to see what it, you know, it'll give us an idea. And so we did the CAT scan. It came back. And so the doctor said it didn't look malignant. How you say that? Malignant. That everything looked fine, but the only way to assure is for me to go through the procedure that I'm going back here for, to get the creatine test to make sure that my livers can handle the dye. So once they inject the dye, I'm able to flush it out quickly. So anyway, when they seen the test, they said nothing looked bad, but if I wanted to be 100% sure that there's no issue, then this is what I have to do. So my mom twisted my arm to do it. The bearers are looking at me crazy, saying I should do it. And so I said, all right, I'm gonna do it. So now I'm on my way to SIMDO so I can get the doctor to write me a prescription to get the creatine test at another facility, at a laboratory which I typically go called Referencia. And so again, only thing they do right there is just test your kidneys to make sure that your kidneys are good before they insert the dye. So that's where I am now. So this video may be 2 or 3 parts, because this is the first part, and then the second part, I'm going to be coming back for the test. And the last one be me coming back, giving you the results, and the doctor saying, man, you good to go, yada yada. So anyway, I just wanted to start at this particular point of the video. We're almost there, and I'll let you know how much it costs for me to see the particular doctor, to get the prescription, and what all that stuff costs. So now I'm leaving SIMDO. I got my prescription. Now I got to make an appointment to go and come back here for the actual MRI, but I also got to make an appointment with Referencia where I'm going to go and do my creatine test. Now, the cost to me to see the doctor today to get this prescription was 2,200 pesos, which is like $35. So the type of doctor I seen was a neurologist. So if you don't know anything about SIMDO is spelled CEMDO. In Spanish, it's an acronym for, the CE stands for Centro, the M is medical, and the D is for diabetes, however you pronounce it in Spanish, and the O is for obesity, however you pronounce it in Spanish. And then you got the last E, which is especialidades, which is specialized in English. So basically it's, you know, if you got diabetes or you suffer from obesity, you can come here, but they also have other specialized doctors, like the one I seen was a neurologist. So you can come over here for that as well. To me, I like it because every time I go in, it's organized. You go in, you put your schedule or your passport in, it prints your ticket. You sit down, you wait to be called for your payment. Then you make your payment. Then you go and wherever they send you, then you put another ticket in to see the doctor, whatever you got to do. But it's all organized. It's not like all over the place. So that's one reason I like it. So anyway, I'm heading home. I need to get out of here before the traffic get bad, because it is almost 4 o'clock and I need to get down to the barbershop. So I'm gonna keep you guys posted on my next visit and keep you updated. So today is the day I'm going to get my creatine test at a place called Referencia. So I'm gonna go inside, get the test. That way on Tuesday, I can go do my MRI. But I gotta do my creatine test to make sure that my kidneys can flush out the dye that they're gonna put into me, or they're gonna inject in me. All right, so that was quick. I was in and I was out in about, man, that took less than 15 minutes. Less than 15 minutes, I was in and out. They took my blood, and I will get the results later on today. So that's it. And now I go to my appointment on Tuesday for the CAT scan and them inject the dye. That's the part that I'm worried about. All right, so today is the day for my MRI. This is the day where they do the ink injection, the dye, so they can better see if there's anything cancerous or tumors. So I'm having anxiety right now because I don't want to do that. I just have a hesitation about injecting stuff in me, especially since I had that episode when I had I took the mushroom coffee and things like that, man. Ever since then, I've been so scared about putting stuff in my body that I don't really know what it is. So anyway, I'm gonna go inside. It's about 6:30. My appointment is at 7:35, but we gotta pay for it, take care of the paperwork, and hopefully, man, that I'm in and out and everything goes as planned, and even better, that the results come out negative. All right, let's go. As you can see, the place is really nice. It's really clean. And right now I'm just waiting for the desk personnel to come in and evaluate my creatine test to make sure that everything is good before I actually go over here and pay. I went over there to pay first. They said, before you pay, they need to evaluate your results of your creatine test to make sure that I can actually go through with the procedure, and then I go back over there and pay. So I'll let you guys know exactly what I paid for this particular MRI. So it's 7 o'clock. My appointment was at 7:35, so hopefully it's not too much longer. All right, so I completed my paperwork, just signed everything. I'm back here in the imaging room, and my heart is beating faster. So I'm about to go in. She said it's going to be about 35 minutes, the entire process. So we'll see. But first, I gotta go pay, and once I pay, then I gotta come back here. All right, so I got my wristband. Looks like I'm about to get admitted to the procedure, and all I paid was, with my insurance, was 1,300 pesos for this, which is about $23. I even came and asked them one time, without the insurance, how much it would have cost, and it was about 16,000 pesos. 16,000 pesos is like over $250, less than $300, something like that. So my insurance covered the rest of it. Now, that prick was a little painful. Not as much as I thought it was gonna be, but that's not really the part that I was worried about. The part I'm worried about is once they put the contrast in me, so we'll see. So I am done with the procedure. I'm on my way out. It wasn't as painful as I thought it would be. It was actually pretty simple. They didn't put the contrast in me until maybe like 20 minutes into the procedure. I went into the MRI first and was in there about 20 minutes, and then it came out, put the contrast in me, and I can kind of feel it. My arm got numb. You can feel like you're about to use the bathroom for a minute. Was in there about 15 minutes and it was over. So I am back here at SIMDO after I did my MRI. So now I had to make an appointment for the doctor to read the results. So I'm sitting here now waiting on her to for them to call my name. That way she can read the results. And every time you come here, you have to pay a copay to see the doctor. And the copay here was 2,200 pesos, which is around $40, something like that. I think it's 37 to be honest with you, something like that. So here I'm just waiting, and I'll let you know what the doctor says after the results. All right, so I got the final results from my MRI, and the type of MRI I had was a pelvic MRI. I don't know all this doctor jargon, so what I did was I threw my results into ChatGPT so it can kind of lay it out in layman's terms where a 6-year-old can understand it, because I didn't understand all the terminology and jargon that my doctor was telling me. Even though she spoke English, I still don't understand doctor talk. So the pelvic MRI came back as normal, but here's some of the findings, which of course there were going to be some findings based on what I told you. So here's some of the findings, and I'm gonna have to read some of this stuff, so I may look down. A small benign appearing mass outside of the left testicle, which is a non-cancerous growth, is a benign tumor made of smooth muscle. It's slow growing and non-invasive. It was very small. It was about 0.08 centimeters, and it was located outside of the left testicle. So why does it matter that it was on the outside instead of the inside? And the reason is because masses on the testicles are far more likely to be benign, and also testicular cancer almost always arise inside the testicle rather than outside the testicle. They also found that there were no signs of cancerous spread, infections, or major pelvic disease on this scan. So when they do a pelvic scan, they do the prostate, the bladder, and all the surrounding organs. Now, I didn't mention, probably which I should have mentioned in the beginning, that when I first went for that, in order for them to actually do the CAT scan, I had to do the prostate exam when I first went there. And I don't think I mentioned that, and I had to do it the raw way. You know what I'm saying, where they lay you on your side and then the lady violates you. At least my doctor was a lady and she violated me, and there was no issues there. So, but I did feel violated, and I don't want to see her out in public ever in my life, only in the doctor's office. So as far as my prostate, it was normal size, uniform appearance, no abnormal growth pushing into the bladder, which is great because men over 40, 50, we typically have that issue. So I was really happy to know that that wasn't an issue. Bottom line, the report came back as I expected. Now I do have a follow-up in 6 months. Of course, if there's any growth or I start to feel pain, then I should come back before the 6 months and have them do another MRI. But if not, then I will see them in 6 months in June. We'll do it again, but it feels weird sharing something so personal just to show you how, normal everyday living. I mean, life is life, and yeah, I'm enjoying myself, enjoying my family, enjoying my friends, and then we still have to take care of ourselves, even though when life is life. And so to add on to that that's the importance of having insurance when you move abroad. Don't come in a foreign country and don't get insurance. You want to make sure you have insurance. I don't care how cheap you think it is, or inexpensive or affordable, whatever words you want to use. Always get some insurance, guys, so you can make sure that you can check up on yourself, because health is wealth. So guys, remember, always keep your goals at the forefront of your mind. Always live in the present, because that's the only way you're going to live your best life. And I'm out. Peace.
Je boog wat aan mijn best life, yeah. Je boog wat aan mijn best life, yeah. Something you and me, oh. Je boog wat aan mijn best life, yeah. Jumping, flexing,